In the law school education system, gunners are considered especially heinous. At Washington College of Law, the dedicated administrators who oppose these menaces created an elite competition known as the Gunner Games. This is the story of the first Gunner Games.
Long story short, the fine print on the back of a mere cruise line ticket does, in fact, bind you. Now, are there any questions?
Yeah, I had a
actually,
quick
Professor,
question
what
about
if-
whether
No. On second thought, maybe just come to office hours or shoot me an email.
But like if it's
what
on paper and
for
they
the
haven't even
winner
read it
you're
yet.
That's enough.
then-
Not going to-
That's enough! Professors only have so much time and patience. I can literally see 17 hypos forming in front of me right now, and I cannot. No.
Good afternoon, WCL. I'm broadcasting live to all current 1L sections to bring an important piece of intel. We have received an unprecedented number of complaints from professors this year regarding gunners. It has been brought to my attention that the presence of gunners in this virtual dystopian Zoom format could cease the learning of law altogether. So it is apparent we will have to take extreme measures to fix this problem, effective immediately. All unnecessarily long hypos are suspended, and gunners within each section may compete for the honor of asking one last ridiculous hypo. Beware, the road to this honor can be treacherous and perhaps even deadly to one's career. More details can be found in the broken link in the WCL Daily. Happy Gunner Games!
Oh my, what an exciting announcement from Dean Sleet. Well, you heard the man. I guess all of you gunners will have to bite your tongues if you want to ask a question over 15 words. All right, let's get back to class. Give me the facts of Hawkins v. McGee.
Why did I get called the first day?
Apologize. I don't know this case.
Miss Waverly?
I could cry if I'm being honest.
Argue the opposing side.
Mortified. I feel so ashamed.
Incorrect. Miss Fingerling?
Law school profs don't even care. Law school is dystopia.
Did you even brief this?
Ugh, this damn curve's not even fair. Law school is dystopia.
Law school is dystopia. Law school is dystopia.
The rule?
I knew that rule.
I knew that rule. I know that rule.
God damn it, it's a logical fallacy. Where did we go wrong? The best lawyers
Aren't necessarily I'm your guide. This needs some revision.
Miss Posted, Garrett v. Daly.
We have rights. We have rights. I can list them all.
Miss Nickel, The Holding.
Petrified. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Miss Latham, The Issue.
Tell me why you would call
Did
my
someone
name.
say right on?
Right on. Law school profs don't even care. Law school is dystopia.
This damn curve's not even fair.
Law school is dystopia. Law school is dystopia. Law school is dystopia.
The rule?
I knew that rule.
I knew that rule. I know that rule. God damn it. It's a jealousy. Where did we go wrong? The best lawyers aren't necessarily right. They are not, they are not, they are not.
No, they're not.
Law school profs don't even care. Law school is dystopia. Yes, it is. Dystopia. Yes, dystopia. Dystopia law school. Yes, it is. Dystopia law school. Class dismissed.
Dean Fellows! Dean Fellows, are you there? Oh, please tell me you're here. This is my third attempt with this stupid Zoom link.
I'm here, Professor.
Oh, thank God. I thought we'd lost you.
Lost me? What do you mean?
To the gunners. I thought they got to you.
You do realize that I'm not actually in the Gunner Games, right?
Well, you know gunners. They can be ruthless. Anything that even looks like a competition is at risk. And nothing is more threatening to a gunner's ego than a dean's fellow.
Geez, I hadn't thought of that. I guess you're right.
Just stay alert. Oh, can you please help me log into my Facebook account again? I can't seem to find the password.
So, who else is excited about this competition? After working for my firm for the last year, I'm just ready to have some time to relax and do something low-key.
How in the hell is this low-key?
Well, if working at my firm taught me anything, it's that only the losers will fail.
Wow, that's good advice.
Wow, that's so cool that you have experience with a firm.
Thanks.
All I did for the last couple of years was travel around the world delivering clean water to people in isolated populations. I guess I learned Cantonese and Afrikaans and met some of the world's greatest environmental activists. But that seems like child's play to what you've done.
It seems like that's actually really great experience and all those language skills. Wow.
Oh, it was nothing, really.
Seems like I've got some really solid competitors here. Maybe going to law school straight from undergrad wasn't the best idea after all. I'll just be here finishing my BuzzFeed quiz about what potato matches my star sign.
You just finished undergrad? Where'd you go?
Harvard.
Cool.
How about you?
University of Phoenix.
Well, Dean Fellows, I called you here today because we have a problem.
What? Why? What's going on?
It's the students. They're taking too much attention away from myself during class time.
What do you mean, Professor? Just last semester, you taught the concept of res judicata to the tune of Hakuna Matata. That was incredible. Everyone loved it. They were hooked.
Yes, I know. I'm popular, and I love being popular. But that is why I need a guarantee that I will stay the best professor at WCL. I cannot have a rowdy gunner win the Gunner Games. They'll spend all of class just speaking to hear the sound of their own voice, and the world needs to hear my voice.
Well, maybe we'll just have to help decide who wins the Gunner Games.
That's brilliant! Oh, I knew I hired you for a reason. Now, who do you think will be the quietest gunner and allow me to stay in the spotlight forever?
From office hours, I would say Sage Fingerling and Pumpernickel are two of the most reserved gunners we have in class.
Brilliant! We should speak to them at once.
Anyways, that's how my alternative spring break group completely saved the people of Belarus from political turmoil. And now that I'm here, I'm just ready to get back to the basics of law, you know?
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, how about you guys? What's your story?
Honestly, it's not as impressive as all of you. I was a baker for a while, and that really got me interested in the legal side of owning a small business.
Oh,
Wow, you are so brave.
Thank you.
And what about you, Sage?
What about me?
Well, what brought you to law school?
Sage Fingerling, come along. It's time to talk strategy. Discuss the beautiful intricacies within civil procedure. Pumpernickel, I expect to see you at office hours once I'm finished up with Sage.
Right. Well, this has been fun, but I guess I'll have to see you gunners around.
yeah, bye.
I have been keeping my eye on you during class, and I have been impressed by what I've seen. And to be completely honest, we need you to win these gunner games. You won't believe how many insufferable gunners I've had to deal with over the years. Countless, my dear, countless. They all think they're God's gift to the earth and that they will impress everyone with their knowledge. But let me tell you something, honey. They don't impress me. Not at all. Yeah. So all you new one else think you're pretty smart, but studying the law comes down to heart. I'll call you a genius, but here you're gonna fall. Your work is evidence, you have no clue at all. Oh, they said you're special. Oh, they said you're something else. Okay, so you actually enjoyed rhetoric. You won't impress me much. You may have the brains, don't mean you know your stuff. Now don't get me wrong, yeah, your work is alright, but you won't get employed as you cry through OCI. You won't impress me much. Oh yeah. I once knew a kid who came to every office hour, showed up super early, just in case. And then he asked me every question. It took all of my power to not just put that gunner in his place. Oh, they said you're special. Oh, they said you're something else. Okay, so you're Jonas Anderson. That don't impress me much. You may have the brains, don't mean you know your stuff. Now don't get me wrong, yeah, your work is alright, but you won't get employed as you cry through OCI. You won't impress me much. Don't be one of those kids who has to go to Quimby. You need to read every case, even Scalia dissents. I can't believe you want to sleep at night. Really, one else tell me, you must be joking, right? Oh, they said you're special. Oh, they said you're something else. Okay, you showed up first to office hours. You won't impress me much. You may have the brains, don't mean you know your stuff. Now don't get me wrong, yeah, your work is alright, but you won't get employed as you cry through OCI. You won't impress me much. Oh, you think you're smart, but do you know your stuff? Now don't get me wrong, yeah, your work is alright, but you won't get employed as you scream, cry through OCI. You won't impress me much. Oh, that was a joy, wasn't it? Honestly, though, that made me a little tired. I might need a shorter version to perform for Pumpa. Well, send them in.
Okay, of course. Thanks for that, I guess. It should really help.
Oh, hi. This is awkward. Oh my gosh, I'm so spaced out sometimes.
I've noticed that.
Oh, really? Geez, I thought I was keeping it below the radar.
I mean, yesterday, 10 minutes into class, you got up to go to the bathroom and, somehow ended up flipping your desk and cracking your textbook stand. So, not very discreet, my friend. Why don't you just turn off your video?
So you've been watching me.
I mean, I sometimes glance at your square because I can always tell when you're about to do something weird on Zoom.
That's so crazy. I guess I didn't realize I had that sort of effect on you.
What sort of effect? What are you talking about?
Well, I've noticed you too. I've noticed the way you tuck your hair behind your ear when you're nervous and the way your nose crinkles when you smile. I guess I just never thought you noticed me in the same way.
I mean, clearly I haven't noticed you in the same way. We are talking about two completely separate things here.
You're saying that you haven't taken a peek at me once this whole semester.
Wait, whole semester? Class started like a week ago.
You haven't blushed, not even once when I pop in the room.
No.
Oh, well then what are you talking about?
I am talking about how you ate in the middle of a Zoom room full of people unmuted, and how I just happened to have seen it.
So you have noticed me.
I mean, maybe I'm just sizing up the competition.
Oh yeah?
Look, maybe I just wanted to see if you have any skills.
Well, let's just see about that.
Anything you can read, I can read faster. I can read anything faster than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Any case you can brief, I will brief better. I can brief any case better than you.
But you won't.
But I will.
But you won't.
But I will.
But you won't.
But I will. But I will.
I can use the blue book without a second look.
You may talk the sweetest, but can you cite a treatise?
I can cite most anything.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
So can Sprat.
Any rule you may know, I will know better.
I'll apply any rule better than you.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
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 Any grade you will get, mine will be higher. My GPA will be higher than yours.
3.7.
3.8.
3.9.
4.0.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Any outline you make, mine will be longer. All my outlines will be longer than yours.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
I can ask a question and still pay attention.
I can study contracts and learn the case facts.
I can get the highest grade.
The true distinction?
Yeah.
That's fiction.
Any words you can say, I can say with fewer. I can write memos more concisely than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay, well, I guess whether you notice me or not, I have seen you around in class. And I know you have math skills. I think you have a really good chance of winning this thing.
Well, I think you do too.
Oh, come on, you know that's not true.
I mean, sure it is. Look, you have just as much skill as any one of these chumps.
I don't. You don't have to lie. I know I'm not gonna win.
Let's team up.
What?
You heard me. Look, everyone is starting to form alliances, so let's do this. Let's work together.
Are you sure? I don't think you know what you're getting yourself into.
I'm sure. So, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, sure thing.
Oh, and Pumpernickel,
Yeah?
I've noticed you too.
Do you think they have a shot at winning?
No, those two are probably the worst possible competitors, but we're going to do whatever we can to help them out. I need a reserved gunner to win. I've had outside sources run some numbers, and my class speaking time is estimated to go up at least 40% if Sage or Pumpa wins.
I don't know. That Sage seems like a fighter. Pumpernickel, on the other hand, not so much.
Sure, but have you seen their competition?
I suppose that's true. I heard about a gunner the other day that spent so much time in his professor's office hours, the professor canceled them for the rest of the semester out of fear for her emotional health.
Been there. Anyway, they honestly don't have a chance. If we're strategic, though, we can at least make sure they're not the first to go.
Oh, the Gunner Games networking event / opening ceremony is about to begin. Did you get the link I sent you?
Oh, yes. Is it the one that goes hups : World Wide Web American Zoom the United States /
Welcome, everyone. I want to congratulate you all as we've finally gotten the Gunner Games off the ground. All of our hard work has paid off. I anticipate that these games will be a great success and will get us back to the productive classroom that we all so desire. Now let's hear from some of our board members with some thoughts on this year's games.
Hello all. Welcome to the Gunner Games, and thank you to Barbary for sponsoring this event. The Gunner Games are a symbol of the law school spirit, showing students and faculty alike that your career as a lawyer means sacrifice.
The Gunner Games have been in the works for years, but it is finally a reality, and we couldn't be more thrilled. We know it will bring relief for us professors. Did you know, statistically, we spend 57% of class time answering irrelevant questions and unrealistic hypotheticals? Oh, the games will free so much of our time. And a huge thank you to Compass Coffee for sponsoring the event.
As we dive into this year's games, remember, not every gunner will make it to the end. There will be gunners lost, and there will be gunners scarred for life. It'll be worth it, though. We anticipate bar passage rates to rise a whole 2% after these games. Also, thank you to BIC Highlighters for sponsoring this event.
Finally, I would like to add that the Gunner Games are yet another addition to a long history of friendly competition in the legal field. And in the spirit of the games, we will be starting off the festivities with an epic networking event. I'm certain you will all have a nice, relaxing time. I know I will. Oh, and thank you to Kleenex Facial Tissues for sponsoring the event.
So to all the faculty, thank you again for your commitment in ensuring that these first Gunner Games will be a huge success. We will now join our competitors and community members at the joint happy hour networking event. See you there.
I'll have you all on the edge of your seat with a comment that impresses and a drive that no one else can meet. I'm just a girl and her will to survive. with the will and the skill for OCI. It's the fight of the gunners, it's the rush of our hands rising up to challenge our professor, and the call of the question no one else understands shows how we're winning all in the fight of the gunners. Going hard, and I just won't stop. Am I on mute? Can you hear me? This class is hard. You sure you won't drop? I'm the one out with real strong Wi-Fi. It's the fight of the gunners. It's the rush of our hands rising up to challenge our professor, and the call of the question no one else understands shows how we're winning all in the fight of the gunners.
Hey, my name's Sage. We've been in a few breakout sessions together in class.
Hi, I'm Miranda, and you don't have to say hi like I'm an undergrad freshman.
Sorry. Did you come right to law school from undergrad?
Sure did. You're probably going to say I'm a professional student next. Seems to be everyone's favorite joke.
No. Neither of us were thinking that. No, sorry, no.
We were just trying to break away from the networking happy hour event for a little bit.
It looked like the professors were being little game makers and placing bets on which gunner would win. I thought studying would give me a boost. I just don't understand subject matter jurisdiction, and I've already got a doozy of a hypo prepared. In the slim chance that I win these games, I'm hoping I can ask it.
You know, studying while other gunners network is actually a really good strategy.
I know, right? Do you all want to see my organization technique? It could really help streamline your own study habits. Not to brag, but it's tried and true.
Absolutely. But out of curiosity, why don't you think you'll win the games?
In every law class, there seems to be one annoying and insufferable gunner, and everyone knows exactly who that is. You think they would learn at some point, but they rarely do. They go on to become editor-in-chief of their journal and then partner at their law firm, and then who knows what. They seem to end up in positions they don't deserve. I think someone like that is going to win these games, and I'm not like that.
So you want to set an example, a role model of how a true top student should behave?
Exactly.
I mean, we agree. Actually, I think if we work together, we might just be able to do that.
You mean form an alliance? With me?
Well, what do you say?
Oh, I'm in.
All right. Well, now that we're a team, let's go back and show face a bit. We'll see you in the other room.
Well, that concludes our illustrious networking event. Now that you know all of your competition, the games will officially begin. I've been told I can't tell you exactly when, but trust me, you will know. Now, come along, Dean Fellows. We need to revise the lesson plan.
Yes, Professor, we can do that.
Holy E&E, it's nearly 8:30 p.m. and I'm not in the library. I'm gonna lose my COVID study space.
Well, my stuff is already there.
Well, my name is literally on Y117. No one else is even allowed in there anymore.
I called an Uber 2 minutes ago. I'm gonna get there first.
And they're insane.
Well, I mean, maybe they just care a lot. There are some spaces in the library that are better than others.
I'm just gonna stay home. I don't have any roommates, so this is just as good as a quiet space.
Wait, where are my highlighters? Where are my highlighters? Where are my highlighters?
Happy Gunner Games.
Your Honor, and may it please the court. Previously on the Gunner Games. Panic across the country! First, Washington College of Law's Dean Sleet institutes the Gunner Games to prevent long-winded hypotheticals and restore sanity to most professors. Second, our hero, Sage Fingerling, has formed an alliance with the other silent gunners, Pumpernickel and Miranda Wrights, after an overwhelming Zoom happy hour of awkward silences and petty bragging. Meanwhile, the illustrious Professor Steffi Curio and her sidekick, Dean Fellows, plot to secure Sage or Pumpa's place at the top of the gunner pile in order to preserve Professor Curio's reputation and speaking time. Aggressive gunners Cassandra Waverly, Anita Postit, and Clifford Scadden Latham III gained an early advantage due to impressive resumes and or family connections. Finally, aspiring gunner Brent Midland was highlighted as the first to be eliminated, after forgetting the gunner's second favorite weapon besides their voice. Now, the conclusion.
So we all agree that no one is doing this stupid write-on challenge, right?
Sure. Let's all just decide not to do journal.
Great. It seems like we're going to have to waste our spring break this year to do Ride-On.
Wait, haven't you heard? The dean just announced that there is no spring break this year. So we're going to have to do Ride-On while still in class.
Ugh, cancel culture at its worst.
There goes my alternative spring break where I would have built so many nice houses for those in need.
My goodness, what monsters. How could they?
Cassandra, I don't know how you can think about building houses. I heard from your legal rhetoric partner that you don't even know whether to italicize the period after id.
What? How dare she? I am texting Sage right now. Oh my god.
Well, I don't want to boast, but I have my printer ready to go as soon as they send us the packet, and I already bought a ream of paper and a dedicated binder, so...
Oh, Pumpernickel, could you get me on the preferred customer list at Staples, by the way? I need to expand my binder color wheel so I can match them with my tabs.
I'm sorry, do you all use dedicated binders?
Yeah.
And color-coded tabs? But I could have...
What?
Shit.
Oh, Learned Hand, she's out of the games.
Yeah, but it's not because she doesn't have a binder. They just announced the results of the SBA election and she lost. Apparently, she refused to play dirty, so it's not really a surprise that she lost, but it's too antithetical to Gunner values for her to be in the Gunner Games.
Well, I'm not going to be next. Time to study.
Step 1. Is there a federal directive that's on point and constitutionally applied? If so, apply the directive. Step 2. If the court applies state law, will it reach the same outcome as if it doesn't apply state law? If no, apply the state law. If yes, then go on to the last step. What was the last step? The last step? I can't remember the last step. What is the last step?
Oh, wow, you are marvelous out there. Keep it up. I mean, talk about success in law school. You'll have alumni lining up to send you job prospects in no time. Of course, we do need to worry about Ride-On, but you'll be fine. Just keep your nose to the ground, embrace T6, and remember to use the 21st edition of the Blue Book.
The Blue Book. Yeah, the Blue Book. I think she gets it, Professor.
So, are either of you two going to ask how I'm doing, or do you just want to see who can think of the stupider abbreviation of group than GRP period?
I like that abbreviation. So, how are you doing, Sage?
Badly. I am doing badly. Look, everybody said that law school is going to be hard, but I mean, this This is ridiculous. I mean, everything is a mess. I'm always stressed. Law school is chaos and I'm going prematurely gray. I mean, I am so sick and tired of everybody just constantly tearing each other apart to feel better about themselves. I mean, look, I just want out of the Gunner Games already. I mean, look, someone else can take my question for all I care.
Don't say that too loudly. Someone will hear and you'll be out. Look, Sage, let it out, but don't give up. The games are reaching their apex, that's for sure, but you're a fighter. This isn't over yet. Law school is supposed to test your strength. It makes us all feel like we don't belong at one point or another, but you're here for a reason. You have to keep pushing.
I just want to go home.
Oh, Sage, it's all a state of mind. Home is where the case books are.
I guess.
All right, very good. I think we're done here. Ooh, I need to go. I have to go forum shopping. Yay!
Pick your head up. It'll be okay. We've all been where you are. It's stressful and scary and easy to feel like you don't fit in, but you're going to be okay. You're going to be a fantastic lawyer one day.
Thank you.
Let me offer you some advice.
I've spent hours reading every case book long as I can remember, feeling like I couldn't thrive. Sometimes I would feel so uninspired and just so freaking tired, I didn't think I'd survive. Every rule I learn, every case I read helps me to discern as I take the lead. My classmates fell and stumbled behind while I stood with pride. All the books, all the slides, all the notes, they're so boring because I know all there's to know. If you're smart, you'll decide to stay and listen to me. Continue to grow. Just no telling how much I know. I know everybody in this law school wants to be out of law school. Everyone wants to drink. I know everybody in this law school wants to cry while in law school, but I refuse to sink. I put my head down and I strategize. I quash the doubt instead of agonize. Then a voice inside helps me to realize nothing's wrong with me. All the hours and hours of Zoom are exhausting, but my work shows how much I know. All you want is come calling out to me 'cause I'm brilliant. I can show what you need to learn. Will you ever learn? Grab your books, get caffeine, go online and call me when you don't know, because I'll know. If you're smart, you'll decide to stay and listen to me. One day you'll know how much I know.
It happened, Miranda.
What happened?
Rhetoric submission kickback. She forgot to proofread a whole page. There were typos and passive voice everywhere.
They got the red pins out last night, tore up my memo, blue book by their side. Done with my work, but they tore up my pride. I need to comply with the style guide. Oh my God, I feel it in their stare. Professor's gaze around. I get it's everywhere. Pampa, Sage, this game isn't fair. I can't win anymore. It's real, I thought that you should know. The in the Gunner Games madness. Oh, oh, oh. I made some typos late at night, cried in my room, but now I feel fine. I had your back, now it's time you have mine. I know when I go, I want you to fight. Oh my God, I feel it in their stare, professor's gaze around, their edits everywhere. Pumpa, Sage, I can't, this game just isn't fair. I can't win anymore. It's real, I thought that you should know. The Gunner Games madness. Now it's time for me to go. Don't cry, I tried my best. In the Gunner Games madness. Gunner Games madness. In the Gunner Games madness. Oh, oh, oh.
Look, why does law school have to be so unfair? I mean, what did Miranda do to deserve this? Oh, boo-hoo. There were a few instances of passive voice and some typos, but that means they overlooked every other thing she did?
Sage, Pumpernickel, it's okay. I'm okay now.
Miranda? I wish you were here. I can't believe you're gone.
Gone? Sage, you know I'm still an active student at WCL. Like, I'll still be in class in an hour.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Sage, Pumpernickel, listen to me. Don't drop out of the games just because they're unfair. Change the system that makes them that way. You know what to do. Okay, even though I'm no longer in the games, I still need to study, so bye.
She's right. We can't give up now.
If we do, they win. And it's on us to change the system. For Miranda.
For Miranda.
Kiss the games goodbye. The long nights spent working, losing sunlight and fresh air. But I can't forget what I did for love. What I did for love. I learned all the rules. I memorized the cases. Dreamed of Hawkins and Mickey. What I did for love, what I did for love. Day, I miss the light of day, the price that I have paid for laws would I did for a power trip to lose my self-esteem. What I did for love.
well done indeed. I didn't think either of you could make it this far, but both of you are the last competitors. Fabulous work, my darlings.
So, what big last challenge do the games have in store?
I'm certain that this will be the hardest challenge we have to face in law school thus far.
Actually, Professor Courier would like you to answer a very simple civil procedure question. Whoever answers first is the winner.
That's it?
That's it! Either one of you winning is a win for me. I will continue to be the star professor at WCL. Oh, the students who will clap at the mere sound of my name. Now, are you ready for your question?
Actually, is it okay if we strategize real quick?
I don't see how that can possibly help you right now, but sure, go ahead.
What are we gonna do?
Okay. What if we don't do it?
What?
What if we don't give in to their little game? This is exactly what they want. They want us to turn against each other, to destroy each other. What if we don't give them that satisfaction?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that we leave the games together. No winner, no ultimate gunner.
But what if there's...
Think about it, Sage. This whole year we've been pitted against one another, but we could end this whole charade here and now. We could show everyone that working together is more important than being the best of the best. People do it every day. We'll just drop out of the games. What are they going to do?
Oh my God. But I think you're right. Look, it's just crazy enough to work.
You think so?
I do. You're right, Pumpernickel. Being the best of the best doesn't mean anything. I can walk away so long as I know that you will be by my side.
Okay, then. Let's do this.
Well, I'm certain that couldn't have helped at all. Are you ready for your extremely easy question and we can get on with our lives? Dean's Fellow, ask the question.
What is the significance of a 12b6 motion?
We're not playing your games. We don't care what you decide to throw at us. We have morals. And with this defiance, we hope you can all see that
Professor
these
Curio?
stupid games...
I believe I know the answer.
Sage, what the fuck? We had a plan. We were in it together.
All's fair in love and war. I am still a gunner after all. Now, to play devil's advocate, why do we even need a 12b6 motion? I mean, why not skip straight to summary judgment and just allow the court to decide on the litigation process rather than deciding before discovery?